Okay,
Namaste
Suren sir,
and
you can
welcome.
start now.
Namaste and welcome to all the people who are present in this seminar. I am Surendra Oza, Deputy Coordinator of Gita4Life Campaign. Uh, Warm greetings to you all. First of all, I would like to thank Dr. Harichandra Kamalishwar and entire team of Gita4Life Campaign for giving this responsibility to me to act as the master of ceremony of this webinar entitled Enhancing Sustainability Through the Teachings of the Gita. This program is organized by Gita for Life campaign, which is powered by UNESCO and Learning Planet Institute France on the occasion of International Education Day 2025. Uh, First of all, I would like to request uh, Dr. Isabel Remana Kokshi to chair this international webinar. Dr. Isabel Remana Kokshi.
Thank you.
Likewise, likewise, I would like to request uh, the speaker of this webinar, Dr. Dirgha Joshi, to take seat as the presenter of the program. And similarly, I would like to request Mr. Chaitanya Krishna to take seat as the speaker of the webinar. And I would like to request Yogini Sarita Nandini to take seat as the speaker of the day.
Thank you.
And I would also like to request Yogi Sudan Dotel, who is also the speaker of today's webinar. And I would like to request the national coordinator of Gita for Life campaign to take seat as the speaker of the day.
Thank you. Hare Krishna. I
And
invite
I would like to
BC sir.
request former VC of Pokhara University, Professor Dr. Prem Narayan Aryal sir, to take seat as the guest of the day. Similarly, I would like to request all the participants of the seminar to take seat in their own respective places. Thank you so much, everyone, whoever is present in today's seminar. Now, I would like to introduce our today's first speaker, Dr. Isabel Romano Coxi. Isabel Romano Coxi is the author of 30 books and papers. She is the convener and chair of LEAP, the PRME working group on the sustainability mindset, a global network of academics promoting an evolutionary shift in consciousness. She is fully committed to promote change accelerators, keeping in mind the complex challenges our planet is facing. She works alongside those who can make an impact on a greater scale. She developed the sustainability mindset, a concept she researched by studying business leaders who championed corporate initiatives with a positive impact on the environment and the community. And Isabel Romano Coxi is speaking on spirituality and sustainability. Most welcome to Isabel Romano Coxi.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure, my honor to be part of this session today. Thank you for the invitation. And I was particularly touched by hearing what is the topic that you dedicated these two events. And it touched me personally, and I want to share with you a little story. This story took place about 21 years ago. And at that time, I was working as a coach for companies. And I was observing that there was a crisis because in the news we were finding out every day another case of leadership gone bad. They were corrupt, business were breaking down. And at the same time, there were a few leaders that were championing changes in their corporations, and they decided that they wanted to make a difference in the world. But these were business. These were not philanthropic organizations. These were conventional business. At that time, think back 20 years or so, it was not about sustainability. That word was not very common and people didn't understand what it meant. So what they wanted is to do less harm. And I was curious. I wanted to understand why these traditional, conventional business people were suddenly saying they wanted to do less harm, which in today's world doesn't sound very appealing. But at that time, it was very challenging already to do less harm. And people were saying, but this is our business. What do you mean about doing less harm? So I started my doctoral research in New York in Columbia University Teachers College because I wanted to study these conventional leaders that had shifted their approach to managing their business. And it was not just an idea, but they actively did it. And they were successful by doing it. And I wanted to understand, number one, why did they do it? No one asked them to do it. Why were they doing it? What was their inspiration? What was the motivation? Where did it come from? Was it something they had learned? Was it some information that made them change their mind? Was it something spiritual? Were they religious people? Was it maybe a trauma, something, maybe a near-death experience? We didn't know. So I started, the first difficulty was finding these exemplary leaders, but more than finding, having them pay attention to me and giving me an interview. And at some point, I thought I would never be able to do these interviews because these were founders of big organizations or were at the president level, very high level in the organization. And because they were at this high level in the hierarchy, they were able to pioneer and to implement these ideas they had. Finally, I was able to have face-to-face conversations with over 20 of them in different industries, retail and technology and pharma and food and different industries. And as I was talking to them, I wanted to understand what happened to them. And particularly, I was interested in seeing if they had anything in common. And if what triggered the change, if this was something that we could use maybe to intentionally develop a new generation of leaders. I was not so much interested if it was a personality, if they were maybe already religious from before and had strong values, or if they had a trauma, because we cannot replicate that. But I was particularly focused on trying to identify in their conversation, in their interviews, if there was anything that we could intentionally develop. And I had, as part of my interview protocol, I had a question, which was, did spirituality play a role in your change? And I got many different answers. Some people said, no, no way, I'm not a religious person. But my mother taught me values, and those values to love each other, to take care of nature, this lasted for me my whole life. Another person I recalled to the same question, did spirituality play a role for you in your transformation, would say, no, not at all. I don't believe that there is a big God out there telling me what I have to do. I just listen to my inner voice and I get a lot of wisdom there. And so afterwards, I realized that when I asked a question about spirituality, people had different preconception or different definitions. And some said, well, spirituality is religion or is a traditional religion. And I am not abiding by that. But if I took away these, if I examined a little bit more their statements, I found that they actually were very spiritual people. Maybe they were not part of an organized religion, but they were they had had a strong moral compass. They were very much anchored in their values. They were thinking of the greater good. They were thinking about what is the role that I have to play to make a difference. They were asking themselves questions like, why am I here? And there was one question at the end of my interview protocol that asked, what advice do you have for educators? And one person said, first he paused and reflected, and then he said, you know what, Isabel? I wish someone would have asked me when I was in college why I was doing what I'm doing. Because probably when I was 18 or 20 years old, I didn't have an answer. But I could have started on the journey of looking for an answer 30 years earlier and not in a crisis when I was in my midlife. And when I heard that, I thought that is very interesting because the question, why are you doing what you're doing? We can ask that question. We as educators can ask it to our students. That is not a difficult question to ask. It's a difficult question to answer, but not a difficult one to ask. And so powerful. And actually, as you know better than me, this has been part of the fundamental human questions from all through millennia. The question was, who am I? Why am I here? What is my purpose? These have been the essence of human beings. And poets, musicians, writers, philosophers, spiritual leaders, this question has been always part of the human heart. However, somehow we started to forget that in our more modern education, and we pay a lot of attention in teaching technology, strategies, mathematics, science, all very important. But these profound questions that give us a compass and help us anchor in who are the best version of ourselves, we seem to have lost them. And so since then, that goes back, I told you 20 years ago when I was starting my research. Since then, I have been exploring more and more and sharing with colleagues and sharing my story and sharing the findings of this research, but also listening to and discovering that colleagues from many other parts of the world have already started looking for this, trying to bring it into the classroom, different disciplines. I started a network of educators. They are in 59 countries, so really from a cross-section from around the world. And they're teaching different disciplines. Some are in engineering, others are in supply chain management, others leadership or music. And what they found, or what we are finding, is that all these individuals are all concerned, why are we not bringing more these deeper questions, the spiritual dimension into the classroom? And they are not mainstream because obviously universities are not there unless you study theology, then it is what they do. But otherwise, these aspects, these questions, and these conversations are absent. And going back to sustainability, which is the area where I focused, I found that in developing a mindset that prepares us for the turbulent times that we are living and more to come, spirituality is our raft, is our lifesaver. Because when we get into difficult turbulence, as you see it, environmental, climate change, economic impact, social consequences, what will keep us centered is this connection to the human heart, to the higher self. And I think we have a huge leverage in this. To develop the mindset for sustainability, I came up with a framework that has 12 principles. And some principles relate to developing an ecological worldview, others relate to systems thinking, others relate to emotional intelligence, and some relate to spiritual intelligence. And when someone asks me which is the most important one, I cannot say that one is more important than others, but I say that one is more powerful than others. And it is one related to purpose. Because I have found that no matter where a person is in their individual journey, we are always ready for this question: why am I here? What is what I'm supposed to be doing? Why am I here? Who am I? And these are questions that touch our heart, connect us with authenticity. When we are doing something that is disconnected with our values, we see it in that moment. And that can be really our North Star guiding us. Since then, many, many times I have worked with students, undergrads, graduate students, and also developing faculty. And there is not a single time that people don't feel a sense of expansion when we start to talk about this. When I name it, it's like, oh, we are allowed to talk about this. So I am celebrating this event and congratulate you for organizing it, because I think we need more of this. And this is a courageous conversation because this is not mainstream. However, they are so powerful. And everybody who listens to it feels a little bit more, "Oh, I can talk about this. Let's continue the conversation." So thank you very much for this wonderful event in these 2 days that you're organizing. And I look forward to listening to the recording. I will not be able to stay the whole time, but I look forward to watching the recording afterwards. And thank you so much for listening to me tonight, this morning for you.
Suren sir, you are muted. Please unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, Dr. Isabel, for your remarkable words. We are really grateful and thankful on behalf of Gita4Life Campaign for your presence in the seminar. Now, we have another presenter, speaker here, Dr. Dirgha Joshi. I would like to introduce uh, our speaker, Dr. Dirgha Joshi. Dr. Dirgha Joshi is a postdoctoral fellow. Mr. Joshi is a medicinal chemist. He has earned his PhD from UNESCO University, uh, focusing on synthetic methodologies and drug discovery. He is currently uh, a visiting postdoctoral fellow at the NIH, working on antiviral molecule development for SARS-CoV-2 and Bunny throughout his career. Dr. Joshi has held very major leadership roles in different organizations, including uh, Society of Nepalese Students, Korea, National Secretary of Pragyek Vidyarthi Parishad Nepal, and Crimson Association of Former Students. And he has showcased his dedication to both research and community. Now, I would like to welcome Dr. Joshi.
Thank you, Suren sir, for your nice introduction. And hi, everyone, including our special guest, Dr. Professor Isabel, and our Professor Prem, and all other distinguished guests and audience, and whoever hearing us through the live broadcast and later on the YouTube. Let me share my presentation briefly. I will try to wrap up in a, okay. Can you see my slide, right? Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. So I will just try to highlight this portion, like how we can use this teaching of Bhagavad Gita for the good health and well-being, one of the sustainable development goal, good health and well-being. And my major is also related to the health sector, and I'm studying about drugs since last 17 years. So I will try to dedicate how the teaching of Bhagavad Gita is covering overall. And our former speaker, Isabel, pointed something like, we do not have such a concrete idea how we can give a perfect solution, but we are trying to incorporate several ideas. And she mentioned like a compassion, nonviolence, purpose of making difference, why I am here and why I am doing this thing, and so many. And the Bhagavad Gita mentioned all of things, whatever she mentioned earlier. But let me try to go in. What the WHO, World Health Organization, established in 1948, they told about the health is a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being, not merely absence of disease or infirmity. But till today, in our modern science, there is no answer about what's next after my death, why I born, what will happen in next day. We do not have any such special prediction or tool and technology developed to say exactly this. But Bhagavad Gita tells us, your path should be do righteous things with the dharma, do perform your duties with the dharma without attaching to the things. So you will be mentally stress-free and you will focus in your work in a present way. In the Western culture, it is now more popular like a mindfulness meditation, which is similar to the Buddhist kind of a practice, vipassana practice. But Bhagavad Gita mentions beyond that. Don't just think of this body. You are not this body. This body you are using as a tool to liberate this from this body to one planet to another. Even you can transfer the cross planet and something. But we cannot claim right now, is it 100% true or wrong? Because we currently develop modern science. We do not have tool and technology to measure these things. But these things are explained based on our Vedic knowledge and the explanation from the base of their dedication and commitment throughout their life with the sadhana and dharma. And when I quickly checked the data, what's are going on the internet, and I found about the health, there are 1.98 million literature that have in the title health. And the cancer is second largest after the health. The major research is focusing on cancer and the food. And if we see the mental health status, day to day, the mental issue is growing, and they mention. And we are sometimes confused. Money will give our solution. What is life? Where is my journey? What is health? I run for the money and later on I do not have good health. Family, work-life balance. Now we introduce a term work-life balance. But Bhagavad Gita says, work like that, surrender, give that all work to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Every day perform the work just as a performer. Don't be attached with the work and dedicate that work to the Supreme Personality and free from either the happiness or the sorrow. Don't take anything. Just enjoy the presence, like behave as a be yogi, a karma yogi. True karma yogi, he can handle the all situation. This is the teaching of Bhagavad Gita. And this is my recently published book about the knowledge of medicine for healthy life. We are trying to reach out maximum people in Nepal, and we summarize this content to make the 1,000 copy of notebook to distribute to the government, school children, 10,000 copy in the western part of Nepal. And the message of this book, I try to incorporate including my medicinal knowledge, I do not find it is sufficient to discuss about the mental health and make people happy. So I try to incorporate the message of Bhagavad Gita in this book, that there are several core messages we need to think every day to make a better health and happy life, with the message of Bhagavad Gita that is explained in Nepali. So I just quickly show this here. And if we see some summary data, like every one death with the suicide, there are 20 attempts to get that suicide. And in 100 deaths, there is more than one death because of suicide. And the young people are suffering more. And if there is a conflict environment, one person in every 5% have a mental disorder. And the average, this situation is in every 8 people, 1 people globally live with the mental health condition, right? This is a serious case. That whole population of this world, around 13% of population of this world is suffering with the mental health issue. And if we consider the US, 23% experience mental illness, which is more than the other country, more developed. We have more money, we have more resources, more brilliant scientists are working here, and we are suffering more. Relatively, the animals and other looks much happier than us, because whoever gave us a supreme, like powerful this brain, and we cannot handle this brain, right? How to control our thought, what to think now, what to think next. So we don't know how our mind is channelized, how the vision is set up. So Bhagavad Gita told us how to control the mind, to even control the mind. What should be our food habit? What should be our day-to-day life practice? What should be a sadhana? What should be a wake-up time? What should be our behavior? Like so many things are explained in the Bhagavad Gita. So if we see the major data of global mental health issue, 2 major things are, one is anxiety and the depressive disorder something. These are the major, like around 60% covered by this. How this happen mostly is they are working in present, but they are worried of the past life or the past days, performed activities, and they are worried what will come to the next. Rather focusing on the present situation, we are focused on what will happen in future, what happened in past. So our mind diverts sometime back, sometime forward. There is no past and future. If we think of present, this present will be past next day, and next coming day will be present, and this will be again past, right? So the Bhagavad Gita teaches us, just focus on right now what you need to do, perform your duty. Don't be attached with the thing what you are performing right now, and give all your credit. Don't take credit, give all credit to Supreme Personality of Godhead, and free from that and be happy, right? You don't have to take any positive thing or it. But to make this, we need a practice and sadhana and dedicated life to commit on that. This is something. So I quoted every verses from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 14. What this says is, happiness and distress are like a season, winter and summer. If the summer is finished, winter will come. If happiness is finished, again sorrow will come, and sorrow will reverse back. So life is like that, turbulence up and down. Just before, Isabel also mentioned something about related that. So consider that thing and be tolerant, develop tolerance on yourself. One thing is tolerant. And another is, I repeatedly told, the perform your prescribed duties. That is Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 47 says, the perform your duties and don't be attached with the fruit of that action. And this body, it talks beyond this body. It doesn't talk only with this life. What Bhagavad Gita says is, this life is because of your past karma, earlier life. You receive this human body. If you don't perform your karma properly in this life, probably you will go to the relatively different body, like animal, virus, bacteria, or reptiles, or so many other creatures, or the plants. So what we realize, the consciousness can be traveled throughout all of the creatures in this universe. 8.4 million creatures, whichever the human body is the supreme like body, where they can perform the sadhana and so many things to achieve the Godhead. That is the teaching. And so don't be attached with the success or failure, and think this body just as a changing clothes. My energy is migrating from this body to another body. Like I change the cloth every day. In every birth, I change my body. Sometimes I will get female body, male body, or human, or animal, something like. So we were one. He is sure to die. So Bhagavad Gita told, why you worried about you will die? You know you will die. Everyone will die. So make that perception on your mindset that everyone will die. So whenever you have a life, you are doing respiration or whatever, taking breath, perform your best duties, whatever you can do. So the major focus of Bhagavad Gita is focus on performing your duties and be always yogi, yogi, yogi. And let's focus in another point what the modern world is suffering. We are taking more food than we need. So Bhagavad Gita clearly mentioned what is the night for all being is the time for awakening for the self-controlled person. And the time of awakening for all being is the night for the introspective stage. So think of it now. Now the people will go bar from the 8 p.m. and they will do the disco dance, whatever, up to the 2 a.m. So the real sadhu yogi will wake up at 2 to 3 a.m. and do sadhana. But another life of the people of this world, they will sleep after 3 a.m., right? So 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. So our whole life is, we imbalanced our sleep cycle, circadian rhythm we imbalanced, and our work life, some are working in day-night shift. This like a hectic world, it is difficult, but Bhagavad Gita told us, think of this mind. So it clearly mentions like regulate the habit of eating, sleeping, recreation, and work. So it clearly mentions the sleep should be 9 to 3 is the best time, and then wake up and perform your duties. And recreation activity, for the recreational activity, we took external agent like self-intoxication, alcohol, sex, electric, other thing, or gambling, something. Let's focus on sadhana, do the mantra japa, chanting and other thing to control our mind and develop happiness and share the positive things like this satsang, right? We are enjoying this very fruitfully, like those kind of thing. Bhagavad Gita told us to adapt in our life and be healthy. So if we think like major population of this world is suffering with obesity. Obesity is caused from the overeating, uncontrolled, unhygiene behavior, less exercise, or stress-induced obesity, so many things. But anyway, Bhagavad Gita mentioned, please don't eat excess, rather not eating at all or excess eating, both are harmful. And another interesting thing, Bhagavad Gita clearly mentioned with example from the tortoise that when there is dangerous situation or it feel unsafe, what does it put is, it takes its limb all inside and covered with his like a hard shell, right? Same way, when you think of drinking alcohol, when you think of gambling, elliptic chase, perform another activities, just control your senses, thinking of the tortoise and preserve yourself and out from this surrounding, out from bad surrounding, and make your life peaceful. And so one of the Acharya, the Hare Krishna movement, the ISKCON, Prabhupada, he highlighted 4 major things to control in this rapid growing world. 4 major things you need to control in life. No gambling, no intoxication, no electric sex, no meat eating. So if we think in the broader vision widely, we will find a lot of problem with these 4 things. So he mentioned, first 4 thing in your life is perform this and control yourself. And let me go quickly on other with the one example, like if we see the global warming, we are talking about the sustainability approach. If we see the cow slaughtering, cow killing, eating beef is the major issue for our global issue, right? If we see here 1 kilogram of wheat production, it generates 2.5 kilogram of greenhouse gases. And if we think of the 1 kilogram of beef, it generates 70 kilogram of greenhouse emission. So this clearly told us, if we are really serious about the sustainability and global gases, some global warming, we should right now stop beef eating. We should right now stop quickly. Because if we see the data, within 1 second, we already completed few minutes, but within 1 second, we killed 10 cows. Within 1 second, we killed 47 pig, and within 1 second, we killed 2,400 chicken. And like our body, that's why Bhagavad Gita says, like similarly our body, who can perceive the pain sensation, that is a cruelty, right? If being a humble human, we should uh, think of it like animal are getting pain. Although we are killing plants also because they also have life, but they have relatively less developed pain sensation like animal and us. So it's our duties to respect them, and we should think of the welfare of animal and think of the holistic ecosystem. So meat accounts around 60% of all greenhouse gases from the food production, and the uh, food production account 35% of the global emission, and only cow, beef accounts the 25%, that is quarter of the emission ranging from the food production. So it's an urgent issue. We need to right now stop. I'm requesting all whoever listener in this international forum, we should stop as soon as possible cow killing, taking beef, and slightly changing our habit from meat to the vegetable and natural food. And yeah, so we should try to decline in our life based on the teaching of Bhagavad Gita and focus on the food that are healthy. It clearly mentions the material nature are three mode of material nature, that is goodness, passion, and ignorance. How the goodness came in life is with those kind of fruits like food dears to those mode of goodness increases the duration of life, purity one's existence, and give the strength, health, happiness, and satisfaction. Such food are juicy, fatty, wholesome, pleasing to the heart. So it is talking about the fatty nature of something like we can get the milk fat and other without killing animal. And so those food that are super bitter, too sour, salty, hot, pungent, and burning are pleasant to the passion mode of people, and those are not much good for health. Those cause disease to us. So that all are somehow mostly verified by our modern science. So we should consider that, and so food should be eat as early as possible, or this day we have a preserve system. It looks somehow fine, and satisfaction, simplicity, gravity, self-control, and purification of one's existence are the austerities of the mind. How to control mind is, this is the major thing, how we can control the mind. By this way, I will try to wrap up my presentation quickly. So these are the take-home messages from the Bhagavad Gita. Think of nature, think of holistic nature, think of ecosystem. I am not only the super creator of this planet. All bacteria, virus, all creatures have equal right to live in this planet, and we should respect all life. We should use minimal harm to them, to consume them, how much minimal harm we can give to them. Like, so in all situations, try to be a yogi, regulate your mind. Focus on your prescribed duties without attachment. Happiness and distress consider like as a summer and winter. Regulate eating, sleeping, working, and recreation. Withdraw senses from the sense object like a tortoise does, and build mode of goodness, how much we can do. And no meat, no electric shake, no gambling, no intoxication, no cow killing. By this way, I would like to conclude my presentation, and I would like to thank Dr. Hari Kamali, who is taking this initiative and trying to like gather us all in one forum to share those ideas, and Pauline for this coordinating us through the Planet Institute and UNESCO throughout collaboration. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dirgha Joshi, for your insightful presentation. We are really benefited through your presentation. You have raised major health problems, and you have cited their solutions from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We are very much thankful to you for your wonderful presentation. Now, I would like to introduce our today's next speaker, Yogini Sarita Nandini. Sarita Nandini is a yoga pioneer and Yoga Ratna awardee. She is a visionary spiritual leader and philanthropist, and she has um, she has taken Yogacharya degree, and through Divine Path International Foundation, she has contributed in different fields. She leads countless souls on a transformative journey, sharing yogic and spiritual knowledge with all, including the imprisoned people to unlock their inner potential and attain lasting peace. She distributes Srimad Bhagavad Gita to people throughout the country, and she works for the promotion of physical and mental well-being, and she feeds the hungry people and supports street people, and she is guided by her philosophy. Humanity is my caste, love is my religion, and selflessness is my service. She envisions a world of unity, compassion, and harmony. And I would like to welcome Yogini Saritanandani. Welcome, madam.
Namaste, Hariom Tat Sat. Good morning to you all. Sachidanandarupaya Viswatpatyaya Dihetave Tapatraya Vinasaya Shri Krishnaya Voyam Namaha. Happy World Education Day. Welcome to all of you on the behalf of Happy World Education Day. And today we are celebrating World Education Day. Welcome to all of you, respected chairperson, all the presenters, Gita4Life family member, and all the divine participants. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Give me opportunity to present. As today I'm going to talk about how Gita helps to connect sustainable development to helps to solve the problem and lead a peace life. Today, it's a very divine topic. We are going to talk how we solve all the problem regarding to physical, mental, and spiritual through the lens of Bhagavad Gita. And now I'm going to talk about my slide. Sir, are you? It's clear?
Yeah, we can see it. Looks
Okay,
perfect.
okay. Bhagavad Gita, guiding equality, harmony for sustainable development.
We could not hear you. Are you speaking?
Introduction. Okay, on to introduction. On World Education Day, we gather to celebrate how spiritual knowledge helps create fair, just, peaceful, and harmonious culture. Today, this paper explains how the Bhagavad Gita, a classic spiritual book, offers valuable lessons on tackling global issue inequality, gender, fairness, and social unity. I will focus on Sustainable Development Goal 10, Reduce Inequalities, and Sustainable Development Goal 16, Peace and Justice. About Gita, a few lines I want to share about Gita. Bhagavad Gita is a powerful discussion between Lord Krishna and Arjuna about facing life difficulties, the importance of duty, and the way reach freedom from this cycle of life and death. Bhagavad Gita is a lasting spiritual book that provides important lessons on how to live a balanced and good life. It encourages personal change, helps create peace in the world. Bhagavad Gita, with its timeless wisdom, emphasizes the value of equanimity and the vision of oneness. Sustainable Development Goal 10 are how lower inequalities and encourage societies that include everyone. Here, I want to connect some sutras, how such sutras deals or helps to solve the problem, to solve such a global issue of inequalities. I want to say about some few 4 or 5 sutras. Samadukha sukham dhiram samuttvave kalpate. Ye verse Bhagavad Gita 2.15, meaning someone who stay calm during both good times and bad can achieve freedom. Through these sutras, Bhagavad Gita provides profound insight for encouraging equality, harmony, and peace, perfectly aligned with the Sustainable Development Goal. In fact, equanimity helps create inner peace and fairness. It allows people to stay calm and make fair moral choices. This helps build quiet and friendly communities. Practical application of Bhagavad Gita: improve peace-building effort by encouraging thoughtfulness and fairness in both individual and organizations, supporting Sustainable Development Goal 16. Next one is action in equality in action. There is another verse, Bhagavad Gita 2.48. योगस्त कुरु कर्माणि संग त्यक्त्वा धनंजय सिद्धय सिद्धियोः समो भूत्वा समत्यो योग उच्यते. And this is very beautiful line. This verse describes yoga as equanimity, a state of balance where one treats success and failure, pleasure and pain with equality. Important enough. It is also it also helps for gender equality too. Practicing calmness means not accepting biases based on gender or any other form of discrimination. It helps promote harmony between genders and improve social systems. Next one is embracing equanimity. Samadukhe same kritva lava lava jaya jayo tato yudvaya yujashva naiva papa mavash yashi. Bhagavad Gita 2.38. This course teaches us to stay calm in both good and bad time. How beautiful this is. Treating happy and shared moment the same. It stresses the importance of doing your job without worrying about the result. It can connect with Sustainable Development Goal 10, reduce inequality. This principle encourages fairness, balance, and impartiality in action, promoting harmony and justice in society. Next one is equality through education. Nahi gyane na sadrishyam ishvara sarvabhutanam hrideshe arjuna tishtati Brahmayam sarvabhutani yantra rudani mayaya. This is the next one. I show Ishvara Bhutana. Unity, Vasudeva Kutumbakam. The world is one family. I just recite this one. Ishvara Bhutanam Hrideshe Arjuna Tishtati Brahmaya Sarva Bhutani Yantra Rudani Mayaya. Translation: the Supreme Lord dwells in the heart of all beings. This verse teaches us that the divine resides within all human beings. It emphasizes unity and interconnection, recognizing the universal connections, empowers us to treat everyone with compassion and respect, breaking barriers of inequality. Equality through education. Nahi gyanena sadrisham tat swayam yoga samsiddhaha kale natmani vidanti. How beautifully Lord Krishna says it to Arjuna, meaning in this world, knowledge is the purest thing. A person who becomes skilled in yoga eventually understand this truth about themselves. This teaching shows how knowledge can change lives by helping to remove inequalities and support people. Education is the ultimate purifier, allowing personal and societal growth. Practical relevance makes your education inclusive and available for all, especially for marginalized communities, so that they can overcome inequality and help create a more harmonious society. In this way, gender equality balance masculine or feminine energies. So in this topic, I wanna add one sloka. Mame vasam jivaloke jivabhutah sanatana. Manasastani indriyani prakritistani karsati. This verse Bhagavad Gita 15.7. It says, all living beings are my eternal fragmental parts, bound by material. They struggle with strengths and mind. This verse highlights that all individuals, irrespective of gender, are equal, the divine. It also underscores this importance of balancing Prakriti, feminine energy, and Purusha, masculine energy in achieving harmony. Relevance to gender equality, recognizing the spiritual equality to all gender essential for breaking social and cultural bias. Practical application of Bhagavad Gita of this verse: empower women and girls through education, give a good opportunity, give a balanced opportunity, and elimination of gender, which leads the elimination of gender bias discrimination. Promoting equality, Vidya Vinaya Sampanne, Brahmane Gavihastine, Shuchi Shaiva Swapake, Chapanditaha Samadarshinaha, Bhagavad Gita, verse 5 to 18. The Gita teaches that wise people see all things as equal, whether they are a Brahman, an animal, or someone from lower caste, or because everyone has the same divine soul. In previous time, there is discrimination, just racial discrimination, gender discrimination, caste-wise discrimination. So here, Bhagavad Gita address to kill all that inequalities, discrimination, and indifferences. So this verse supports spiritual equality by going beyond differences, caste, gender, or position, and aims to reduce inequalities and promote inclusivity, which helps to promote peace, which helps to promote love, which helps to promote everyone in a oneness. So now I'm going to conclude my presentation about how Bhagavad Gita addressed to inequality, addressed to peace, addressed to justice, addressed to help to promote love, and at last freedom of life. So conclusion here. Bhagavad Gita teaches important ideas about equality, harmony, and peace. It reminds us that divine in all people and highlights the need for balance in life. By following these important lessons, we can tackle today's problem of unfairness. Unfairness is a big problem in the present time. So, and injustice also. Helping to create a world that fairer, more inclusive, and peaceful. Last, I want to say that let's change ourselves and our society using the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. Connecting the lens of Bhagavad Gita, connecting the light of Bhagavad Gita, making a beautiful life like a flower, and creating harmony in the world. So at last, I want to pray for you all. सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामय, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्. ओम शांति शांति शांति. Thank you so much. ओम कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय हरे परमात्मने प्रणत क्लेशनाशाय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Yogini Sarita Nandini, for your wonderful presentation to tackle with the unfairness which prevails in our society. Really, teachings of the Bhagavad Gita are really important, and inequality problem can be solved through the teachings of the Gita. Thank you so much once again on behalf of Gita4Life Campaign. Now, I would like to introduce another speaker of the day, Mr. Sudan Prasad Dotel. Mr. Sudan Prasad Dotel is a PhD scholar in English language education at Kathmandu University. He is pursuing his PhD focusing on Eastern philosophy with a particular emphasis on the pedagogical dimensions of the Bhagavad Gita. With over 20 years of teaching experience in various schools and colleges, he has also served as a visiting faculty member at Kathmandu University for 4 years. He is the co-founder of the Liverpool Education Network, and he served as its principal for 5 years, and currently he holds the vice chairperson position in that institution. Beyond his academic and professional endeavors, Mr. Sudan Prasad Dotel is a poet, a lyricist, and motivational speaker. He is also the deputy coordinator of Gita4Life Campaign. Most welcome, Mr. Sudan Prasad Dotel, in this webinar.
Thank you. Thank you, Sulan sir. Thank you so much for your kind words. Let me share the screen. I would like to share my slides. Am I okay? Is my screen visible? Am I visible?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's visible. You can start slide share.
Proceed, yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. I'll go to slideshow mode. Thank you, Sulan sir, for your kind words. Respected chairperson of today's program, and the coordinator, Dr. Kamali, of this Gita4Life campaign. I feel really honored and privileged to be part of this program, this precious program today, to speak what I have learned so far. It's a learning process. Everybody is in the learning process. We all are learning. So just I'm sharing what I know, what I have been learning. So as per Dr. Kamali, I have been given the title to talk about quality education from the Bhagavad Gita perspective. So let me move ahead. So Bhagavad Gita, I no need to explain that is the essence of all the scriptures. As it rightly said, Sarvo Panishadu Gavo, Dugdha Gopala Nandana, Partho Vatsa Sudhira Bhakta, Dugdam Gitamritam Mahat. So it is the essence of all the Vedic philosophy. If all the Upanishads is a cow, let me just translate this. If all the Upanishads is a cow, Sri Krishna is milking that cow with the support of Partho, that is Arjun, and the milk is in the form of Bhagavad Gita. Arjun drank it, we all are trying to drink it. So, in the terminology of Vivekananda, Swami Vivekananda, he terms Bhagavad Gita as a manual of life. Means Gita is far more than a spiritual book. It has answers almost all the questions of life. So we need to go towards that point as well. Regarding my topic, quality education, I mainly focus on Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, and Bhakti Yoga. Karma Yoga, manual of action. These are the terminology of Swami Vivekananda. And Jnana Yoga, manual of knowledge. Sorry. Manual of knowledge. Dhyana Yoga, the manual of meditation, and Bhakti Yoga, the manual of devotion. I'd like to see the quality of education through this. This is the quality framework. How, from Karma Yoga perspective, Karma Yogi teaches and students are free from anxiety of results. As deno karmande vadikaraste ma phalishu kadachana. So they do not worry about it. And Jnana Yoga, from the lens of Jnana Yoga, the path of knowledge, it fosters critical thinking, self-discovery. Bhakti Yoga, due to Bhakti Yoga, the knowledge of Bhakti Yoga makes them feel emotionally supported, valued, and respected. Then Dhyana Yoga helps them cultivate calmness and focus through meditation. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to focus on especially the value-based education, because since we talk about quality education, then value-based education is the heart and soul of quality education. The education system we all are practicing is materialistic pedagogy. Of course, it prioritizes language powers, career success, competent, be it science, be it math, be it English, be it social studies, or be it any other subjects. We make competent human resources we produce. But we call it holistic education, but have we that? Sorry, it went, okay. Have we that? So Bhagavad Gita emphasizes a holistic orientation of value-based pedagogy. What is value-based then? Value-based pedagogy integrates ethical, moral, and spiritual values in our teaching learning process, which to some extent we are lacking. This is my understanding. Time and again we hear, ladies and gentlemen, we hear the stories that a teacher is beaten, a principal is shut down in his office, a VC is locked down in his office. This moment, these scenarios make us think that where are we? How come this happened? Where are we lacking them? Of course, we are lacking on this value-based pedagogy. So, and the Bhagavad Gita offers a value-based, here Srivastava, I have quote, offers a value-based pedagogical orientation that enriches personal growth, ethical behavior, and holistic learning. As verse 2.14 says, Matra sparshastu kaunteya shitoshna sukha dukhada agama painu nitya tansiti chvashta varata. The meaning is whenever we come in contact with person or objects, a sort of sensation, we perceive a sort of sensation, and Sri Krishna says, Arjun, oh son of Kunti, all these are momentary, and those who can rise above them. This is called value-based pedagogy. Those who can rise above them are really the wise, and we should practice this in our education system so that it becomes quality educations. That is, in Suvidi's term, ethical and moral teachings for character building nurtures head and heart. And I don't read out all the quotes. So this is what already I have explained. And now in 7.2, Sri Krishna says, okay, then I reveal you the knowledge and wisdom. That is the value which is required for value-based pedagogy, Sri Krishna says in 7.2. And this learner-centric teaching or value-based pedagogy is, this also aligns with our Upanishad. For example, here I have brought Mundaka Upanishad and Isha Upanishad. In Mundaka Upanishad, it talks about Paravidya and Aparavidya, higher knowledge and lower knowledge. Isha Upanishad talks about the same in a different terminology as a Vidya and Avidya, spiritual and materialistic knowledge. This is best explained by Dixit 2021. He says, Vidya concerns about the development of inner wisdom and ethical understanding. Shiksha focuses on transmission of material knowledge. That's why we call it our schools Vidyalaya. Are we truly following the word Vidyalaya, or are our schools Vidyalaya or Shikshalaya? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the time to ask ourselves, to introspect ourselves. So to make the truly value-based educations, if we can integrate this our modern materialistic teachings along with value-based pedagogy, if we can integrate, then it becomes a more holistic approach to education that will be academically rigorous, culturally resonant, and spiritually enriching. Another part of value-based education, say the quality education, is guru-disciple relationship, teacher-student relationship, and Bhagavad Gita emphasizes that a teacher-students level, teacher and students, relation is highly important, as teacher acts as guide, mentor, motivator, communicator, exemplar, instructor, and enlightener. All these multiple dimensions we find in Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. As a result, that is supported by Bhakto Sime Sakhachati in 4.1. So this method promotes a personalized and intimate connection between teacher and students, fostering respect and conducive environment. So as a result, the students become respectful and attentive. As a result, no guru is, dear friends, beaten. On creativity and critical thinking. For creativity and critical thinking, or say self-reflection and self-discovery, Bhagavad Gita emphasizes for the value, for the quality education, we need to make our students creative, critical thinker. And Bhagavad Gita highlights the importance of self-reflection and self-discovery in the spiritual growth. Like he highlights here, Uddhare Datmanatmanam Natmanam Vasadayat Atmai Bahatmano Bandhu Ratmai Baripuratmanah. The meaning is we upgrade or degrade ourselves because our mind is the friend, our mind is the enemy. So how we handle our mind, how we handle the situations. So if we can integrate this sort of concept in our teaching, learning, in our education system, then it can be truly, quality or say higher quality education. Because this Bhagavad Gita encourages the students to develop self-awareness, independent thinking, and independent understanding of their own learning processes. So I move ahead. Interaction-based teachings. Okay, interaction, dialogue. Our teaching learning, we say, okay, it must be interactive, but somewhere and somehow our teaching learning is most of the time it goes one-way radio. Teacher comes, presents, and students listens. But this is not the quality education. As Sri Krishna highlighted here, there is the discussion. First, Sri Krishna let Arjuna ask in the Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna say his points, his problems. Tadvidi pranipatina pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnani nashtattva darshina. So here Bhagavad Gita says that when you have a problem, when you want to have the knowledge, approach a genuine guru. Find a genuine guru, approach with a polite manner. And put forward your questions, interact with the guru. Then guru will shower the knowledge and you will get it. This is what Sri Krishna's method, teaching method here. So such vade the jayati tattva as our Rig Veda also says. So such methods, dialogues and discussion encourage the active participation of the students. As a result, they feel comfortable to express their viewpoints, ask questions, and engage in debates. Ladies and gentlemen, so experiential learning by doing. Bhagavad Gita emphasizes this learning by doing. We should create opportunities for students to directly experience subject matter. As Sri Krishna says, Buddhi to jahatiha ube sukrita duskrite tasmad yogaha karmashu kausalam. So Sri Krishna emphasizes Arjun that karmashu kausalam, your karma is more important. So if we can highlight this to our students, they will, in true sense, will be learning by doing. Developing decision-making ability. Another part of Bhagavad Gita is it highlights the decision-making ability of the students. Because Sri Krishna at the end says that, okay, itite jnanam akhyatam. Oh Arjun, I have given you all the points, all the knowledge. Now it's you. How far you take it. How do you take it? It's up to you. He gives the freedom. And this suggests that we can let our students the decision-making ability, problem solving, self-awareness, all these abilities we can enhance to this verse supports to us. This same idea, finally, towards the end of my presentation. This qualities of Sri Krishna, of ideal teacher, is even supported by Ramayana, even supported by Uttarakhand Ramayana by Valmiki, who appoints Preraka, Suchaka Swaiva, Vachaka, Darshak, Stata, Shichako, Bodhaka Swaiva, Sadate, Gurube Smrta. That is, these are the 6 essential qualities of a teacher. What are they? A teacher is a preraka, motivator. Teacher is a suchaka, guide. Teacher is a bachaka, communicator. Darshaka, exemplar. Shikshaka, instructor. Bodhaka, enlightener. So all these Valmiki's points align with Sri Krishna. We find all these qualities in Sri Krishna in the Bhagavad Gita. So teacher, for the higher quality education, teachers should develop these abilities, multi-dimensions. Towards the conclusion, so ladies and gentlemen, the Bhagavad Gita is a rich and multifaceted text that has much to offer in terms of quality education. And if we can integrate this value-based pedagogy in our in our present, we say modern education system, then it can be, if we can integrate it, we can really redefine the value-based pedagogy that enhances ethical and moral teachings, which is, I strongly believe, is the lack of present era. Dear friends, so we need to, Gita4Life is one of the campaigns. We need to integrate more holistic approach to education for the better world. Not only I'm talking about country, for the better world to come. With this good note, these are the references. I'd like to thank you all for being with me. May Lord Sri Krishna bless you all. Thank you so much. Jai Sri Krishna.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sudan Dotel sir, for your wonderful presentation. Uh, we are really thankful to you for your presence in the seminar to promote the quality of education, to uplift the standard of education in Nepal. Your sharings will really be beneficial. Thank you so much once again. Now, before I call another presenter, I would like to welcome Kamal Bandhari Arya sir, who is the coordinator from Korea for Gita4Life. Uh, Now, let me call another speaker of the day, uh, Mr. Chaitanya Krishna. Uh, I would like to introduce Chaitanya Krishna, sir. He is a spiritual leader from Nepal. He has completed graduate degree in Sanatana studies. He is the president at Kali Gandagi Gyan Vigyan Pratishthan, Kali Gandagi Gurukulam, and Kali Gandagi Nature Cure Hospital, which is located in the central part of Nepal. As a religious researcher, he is involved in yoga, meditation, preaching, lecture in the field of philosophical and spiritual world based on Hindu religion. He has achieved several trophies and medals through his activities in the different fields. He is involved in several organizations in the national and international level. Uh, he has received gold medal for his academic excellence from Nepal Sanskriti University, and he is nationally and internationally renowned spiritual preacher. His significant contributions to enhance peace and development in the world are remarkable. He has delivered number of trainings on moral science and humanity to senior police officers and army officials and civil servants of Nepal. He has reached to over million schools and college students to educate them about world peace and humanity. And he was a host of a very popular TV program, Jeevan Darshan, in national TV Kantipur for 5.5 years. I would like to welcome Chaitanya Krishna sir for his presentation. Welcome, sir.
आवाज नआएको कि नसुनिएको यो
We are hearing you, Guru.
Chaitanya sir. Hello.
Namaste, Pranam. Should I go ahead?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Guru.
Please proceed.
Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna to all. आनीता नटवन्मया तव पुरः श्रीकृष्ण या भूमिकाः व्योमाकाशखखाम्बराब्दिवसवस्त्वत्प्रीतयेद्यावधि प्रीतो यद्यसिता निरीक्ष्य भगवन् तद्वाञ्छितं देहि मे नो चेद् ब्रूहि कदापि मानय पुनर्मामीदृशीं भूमिकाम् सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः. First of all, I would like to thank all of you, distinguished honorable chairperson, distinguished great scholars, presenters, and all participants. Today, I'm going to talk about the importance of teaching of Bhagavad Gita to establish justice, to enhance sustainable development. So I'm very happy to be here with all of you. And want to share a screen. No, screen.
You are allowed to share, Prabhu. Yeah. Yeah, we can see your screen, Prabhu. Just click the presentation mode. Yeah.
Bhagavad Gita is the great scripture, Hindu scriptures, Vedic scriptures, who has inspired many scientists, philosophers, and great scholars in the world. Henry David Thoreau, he said, "In the morning, I bath my intellect in the stupendous and cosmogonal philosophy of the Bhagavad Gita in comparison with which our modern world and its literature seems puny and trivial." Great physicist Albert Einstein said, "When I read the Bhagavad Gita, reflect about how God created this universe, everything else seems so superfluous." Emerson is a very great philosopher, Ralph Waldo Emerson. He said, "I owed a magnificent day to the Bhagavad Gita. It was the first of books. It was as if an empire spoke to us, nothing small or unworthy, but large, sharing, consistent, the voice of an old intelligence. Aldous Huxley, he said, he's a great writer, the Bhagavad Gita is most systematic statement of spiritual evolution of end-to-end value to mankind. It is one of the clearest and most comprehensive summaries of perennial philosophy ever revealed. Dr. Albert Schweitzer, he said, the Bhagavad Gita has a profound influence on the spirit of mankind by its devotion to God, which is manifested by actions. Now, the question arises, why is the Srimad Bhagavad Gita considered the infallible remedy for global justice, even when Western countries have reached the peak of development? Why? Why was the Gita chosen? The answer is not simple, but it is not impossible. After the Second World War, a powerful institution, the United Nations, was established with the aim of promoting the economic, social, and cultural development of the world. In the search for where and how the world peace can be achieved, the leading nations believed that ancient scriptures like the Bhagavad Gita, as Ramayana, could serve as powerful tools. The reasons is that the Eastern philosophy, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, is a collection of teachings directly spoken by Lord Sri Krishna, Supreme Divine. It is evident from many examples that both leaders and the general public must act for the welfare of the world. This is just an indication. However, when we look deeper, the Srimad Bhagavad Gita defines justice in various ways. For example, Lord Ramachandra, the embodiment of dharma, built a bridge over the ocean with his monkey army. So all the stones should have sunk. They stayed afloat due to the power of Lord Ram's name. Even the Lord Ram had to perform acts of devotion and humility. This is an example for individual justice. The power of Lord Ram's name was so great that although crossing the ocean seemed impossible, they managed to build a bridge, Nala and Nila, two of Lord Ram's allies, used stones inscribed with Ram's name. Throughout the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, justice is represented as terms like dharma, karma, justice, renunciation, and equality. Even if one must sacrifice his body for justice, it should not turn back. It shouldn't abandon justice, even if it requires giving up own life. Whether one achieves victorious ascents to heaven, the greatness of their deeds is immortal. Thus, an excellent study of the world reveals that even in the face of war, when justice is enacted through righteous action, the sacrifice of the body doesn't go in vain. The Srimad Bhagavad Gita is a scripture that prioritized justice in all aspects. War in the Gita is only a pretext, as all other options were exhausted, and war becomes the only remaining choice. However, this war has established justice for the entire universe. The teaching of Lord Krishna, the Supreme Divine, explains just in action, dharma, and rights. There is no doubt that rights automatically follow those who focus on their duties. As Lord Krishna says in chapter 4, verse 7 of Bhagavad Gita, Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuthanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamyaham. Whenever there is a decline, righteousness and in unrighteousness, O Arjuna, at the time I manifest myself. Aham atmanam srijami. Yada yada dharmasya glanir bhavati. यदा यदा अधर्मस्य अभ्युत्थानं भवति अहं तदा आत्मानं सृजामि. I manifest myself on the earth to restore the balance. Lord Krishna also considers karma to be just. Human beings should perform action do not lead to harm. Ultimately, karma can be sattvic, goodness, rajasic, passionate, rajasic, or tamasic, ignorant. And if one's action lead to the destruction of other, these actions are no longer considered righteous. In the Gita, Lord Krishna says that one's only right is to perform the duty as service. Karman devadhikaraste ma phalesu kadachana ma karma phala hetur bhurmate sangostva karmani. In chapter 2, verse 48, and chapter 6, verse 66, Krishna clarifies that a lack of commitment to one's duty leads to miseries. In chapter 3, verse 7, that after separating from worldly affairs, the karma yogi has no restriction on their action. Okay. I have finished my slides. So in Srimad Bhagvat Gita, Krishna tells us the real or soul can love everywhere, every person and every situation, that can be happy everywhere in every situation. So whenever one loves to other, whenever one respects other, there in that situation nobody will be worried, nobody will be worried. So in this context, in Bhagavad Gita, as we see and at the second chapter, at third chapter, Yadyadacharati sreshtastatta deve taru janah sayat pramadam kurute lokastadanu vartate. People follow the ideal person. So whatever he does, every followers follow him. So whatever he does, so the followers also do like this, like him. So he should be ideal, he should be religious, spiritual, so that everyone follow. We follow the Bhagavad Gita as Krishna mentioned, as Krishna says, so that to establish justice. Justice means treat fairly, the treatment of fairness with everyone. So whenever we treat lovely, we'll treat purely with everyone in this world, that is like a heaven. That is like a great situation that where we all become free from all miseries, all conflict, all type of social and mental disorders. So in summary, we come to know in the conclusion that in this to establish justice in the world, one should be a spiritual, one should be religious, one should be a sattvic. You should follow the principle of goodness, so that one can be happy, one can serve other, one can please others, so that we, when we give respect, when we love other, then we will be loved, we will be respected. So in this way, in the whole world, the justice is there. Everywhere, every living being will be happy. So thank you, all of you. I'm not a scholar, I'm not a very great scholar, Pandit, or I'm not a talent speaker, presenter. So it is my very great honored that I am here, and I have just told you, all of you, just the summary of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and some tips of some tips from Bhagavad Gita to establish justice in the world. So it's my great pleasure, and at last I would like to thank all of you. Hare Krishna, Namaste.
Thank you, Mr. Chaitanya Krishna, for your wonderful remarks on justice based on the teachings of the Gita. On behalf of Gita4Life Campaign, I would like to thank you a lot. Now, before I call the next speaker of the day, I would like to propose uh, Kamal Bhandari Arya, who is currently staying in Korea, as the coordinator, as the coordinator for Gita4Life campaign. Uh, Kamal Bhandari Arya, sir. So, if you accept our proposal, we would be glad to have you here as a coordinator for Korea. And I would like to propose Professor Mohan Goli, sir, who is professor at Nepal Sanskrit University, as the advisor of Gita4Life campaign. Sir, if you would accept our proposal, we would be glad to have you here in our family. Uh, Now, let me proceed. We
Excuse
are
me, Suren sir. So Professor Gowli is sharing few words. Excuse me. Yeah.
okay. Okay, most welcome, sir.
Chaitanya Krishna Prabhu, could you please stop your slide sharing? Okay, thank you, bro.
Okay. I would like to welcome Professor Mohan Gawli, sir, to present his remarks.
Okay, thank you all. So this is a great opportunity for me to participate in this very significant webinar. Thank you all the organizers, coordinators, deputy coordinators. So including the ideas of Bhagavad Gita in our pedagogy is a very important thing. And the more I speak about Gita, which encompasses all the aspects of life. So, talking about this world famous book, about which just now, a moment ago, Chaitanya Krishna said how the scientists, scholars of the world have praised this valuable book. So, on this occasion, this book not only gives us the guidance to lead our life, but it motivates the people all over the world Just a moment ago, all the scholars, the learned people have talked about the qualities of this Bhagavad Gita: peace, humanity, and equality. When we insert all these ideas in our pedagogy, then this world would really gain peace. Everybody in this world needs peace. And when we use the ideas in our actions, we will really get benefits. The problem these days are we just talk about the benefits of Bhagavad Gita, but we hardly use these ideas in our actions. Today's President Isabella, in the beginning, said a story. What she says is very significant. We are lucky to get today's chairperson who really initiated some ideas. What she said, her story, she really is in action. She says her mother taught her values and listen inner voice. This is the important aspect in our life we lack. Just inner voice. Nobody wants to be involved in chaotic situation and turbulence. Inner voice doesn't say about this. Inner voice, even all the animals or human beings, their inner voice is peace. And that can be achieved by all human beings of the world through Gita. Thank you for giving me opportunity. Thank you again.
Thank you, Professor Mohan Raj Gauli, sir, for accepting our advices first in Gita4Life campaign. Now, I would like to invite our national coordinator for Gita4Life campaign, Dr. Harichandra Kamali, sir. Under his able leadership, we are working throughout the country to promote and spread the teachings of the Gita in the nation, as well as in the international level as well. Mr. Harichandra Kamali is currently working at Sudhapashchim University, located in the far west region of Nepal. And Dr. Kamali will talk about partnership for the goals. Most welcome, sir.
Hi, Krishna. Thank you, Srindashi, sir, the deputy coordinator of this campaign. Pujaniya chairperson of this webinar, distinguished guest, distinguished speakers, all the honorable, highly active campaigners and participants. Namo Nama to you all. Hare Krishna. It's a moment of great pleasure for me and all the campaigners that in short time we could at least propose this concept of webinar on a special occasion of International Education Day in collaboration with two highly renowned global institutions, UNESCO and Learning Planet Institute of France, in coordination with its manager, Pauline, and many other represented from national and international organizations. That's why on this special occasion or moment, I would like to remember you all and express heartfelt gratitude for your help, cooperation, and support. Hardik Naman, Hare Krishna, once again. Yes, so far, my role in this campaign or in any activities, I always regard myself as a learner. However, I'd like to take, initiatives, or I'd like to play the role as much as I can. So when I simply thought of this webinar, I just made a short proposal and it got accepted. And we had the chances to include some other speakers. Then step by step, I requested all spiritual leaders and scholars, especially with regard to Sanatana and the teaching of the Gita. And they accepted it wholeheartedly. And it was, again, the great pleasure for me, and this could happen. And as you know that the campaign had specific slogans, 5 specific slogans. The last 2 slogans address the sustainability issue and well-being in the world. And many people are even among the campaigners get confused how the teaching of the Gita could address these things. Some of them even asked me the question on different occasions. And just I requested them, yeah, you could get the answer over time. And on this moment, it's a great pleasure to relate the teaching of the Gita to the sustainability, to the sustainable development goals to which the world is centering. Different global
Dr. Kamal,
agencies, organizations, thought leaders are focusing. Excuse me.
Dr. Kamali, could you please hit
Maybe
the
technically my net is weak, and could you hear me?
We can hear you. Just please, could you please open the full share mode, the slide share mode?
Excuse me. Can you see my screen?
We can see your screen. Could you please click the
Yes, please.
slide share mode?
It's not enough? Okay.
If you click the slide share mode, bottom or left corner.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, looks fine.
So with this background, one after another, different scholars in the field of spirituality and of course in the field of Bhagavad Gita joined, and we could make this today webinar happen successfully so far. And we just talked about development goal, 4 quality education, 5 good health and well-being, 10 reduced inequalities or equality, and 16 justice peace from different gurus and scholars and so far. And goal number 17 was also proposed under our program, and then I thought that I need to address it myself because so far I explore, I couldn't find the alternative this time. That's why it's my pleasure to fill this gap. I'm simply connecting this because as I can see the participants here, scholars here, so you are all familiar with these things. But I'm simply performing my duty addressing goal number 17, which focuses on partnerships for the goals. Okay, so partnership, it's the unity. The campaign itself, the webinar itself is possible because of the unity among the campaigners, unity across different organizations and its leader. So this is what the UN and its partner agencies are focusing on. This is what, as a campaigner, we are trying our best. And this partnership, this unity is, of course, the essence of the teaching of the Gita. And it's obvious that if the global leaders focusing on unity or partnership for the goals, if they really enhance the implementation of the sustainable development goals, so the teaching of the Gita can be the true guideline. Yesterday's guest Pauline from the Learning Planet Institute, or today's guest, our chairperson, although she's absent now, Isabel, and many others know these things. They have realized and they have given words that they will support our mission. So it's our pleasure. That's why thank you all again. And it's my pleasure to focus on the unity aspect of the teaching of the Gita. So in this verse, you can clearly observe 18:20 that Sarva Bhuteshu Enekam. See the message, my goodness. Unity in everything. So if you work with this message, right? And then in the next line, you can see Abhibhaktam Vibhakteshu. On the surface, we may see the things divided, but into the depth, there is the unity. If the leaders working in different global agencies can understand, can act according to this essence, then of course the global partnerships can be further enhanced. And this, when the partnership is enhanced, the action would be fruitful. This is how we can implement sustainable development goals and contribute to creation of a better world. This is the argument from this. So similarly, if we go to 1830, it suggests be guided by sacred intelligence, or let's say goodness, or that's we call sattvic buddhi, the sacred intelligence. So we need the sacred buddhi to act properly, to bring out the proper result. However, we may talk of that result is something else, fine. This sattvic buddhi intensifies the action. Of course, it matters whether we have the sattvic buddhi or not. That's what we need to distinguish. We need to have the power to distinguish what to act and what not. Pravrittimcha, nivrittimcha, right? So if the leaders and agencies can have this power, what to focus on and what not, and it really promotes partnerships, right? Similarly, karya, right? Action, non-action, the right action, and maybe immoral, or let's say akarya. Bhaya, what to fear and not to fear. So on these binaries, right? When the global leaders and agencies can have proper discrimination with the sacred wisdom, intelligence, then partnership and the action can be, fruitful, more enhanced. This is what I would like to suggest to the global leaders. Similarly, on the another verse, 18:26, as you can see, it guides us to get involved in selfless actions. The message is that if the global leaders, institutions, right, truly act with selfless action, the partnerships, the unity can be strengthened. With this strength, the result, the action, the practice of creating a better world can be ascertained. So these are some of the highlights that I'd like to take as the message to the global leaders working for sustainability and better. Similarly, context analysis in 1814, you can see for better partnerships, the agents, the leaders need to analyze the context into a broader sense. So this verse clearly highlights the factors, the dimensions that contribute to the context. Once the context is properly analyzed, they know the institutions for partnerships can understand each other's strengths and weaknesses. So together they can promote the strength, improve on the weaknesses, and the partnership can be much better. And with this enhanced partnership, the action and the result would naturally be better. So these divine messages, similarly, these verses focus on the peace, justice, equality, well-being, which were the themes focused by our previous speakers. Pujine Gurudev Chintamani, Pujine Gurudev Chaitanya Krishna, Pujine Yogini Sarita Nandiji, they all focus on these issues, right? So once the leaders and the global partners focus on these key essence virtues, naturally partnership can be enhanced and this partnership can produce better results. So with these references of the teaching of the Gita, my my request is that the global leaders and institutions take these guidelines, this message. Okay, at the higher level, we can take such message from inter-spiritual perspective for the global good. Anyway, for this, the teaching of the Gita can create a global platform. As Isabel also welcomed us, and she is also very much excited that even at the global platform, spirituality has drawn new dimension and attention from the scholars around the globe. This is why our proposal, our webinar was accepted by UNESCO and the Learning Planet. It has a good message. We have a lot to do in the futures, so we can. The success, the experiences of our first effort, this first webinar also suggests that yes, we really can. We need to do further with unity and partnership. Hare Krishna. Thank you all. Thank you so much for this offer. Now over
Thank
to
you so
you.
much. Thank you so much, Dr. Harishchandra Kamali sir, for your presentation on partnership for the achievement of goals based on the principles of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Uh, now, we are towards the end of the session. I would like to invite Mr. Tirtharaj Wagle, who is Deputy Coordinator of Gita4Life Campaign. At present, he is working as an assistant professor at Saptagandagi Multiple Campus, Bharatpur, for vote of thanks.
Good morning to you all. Is my voice clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, as the speaker has already introduced me, I would not like to waste my time to give my introduction. I'm Tirtharaj Wagle. I'm very much happy to give you words of thanks of this program, enhancing sustainability through the teachings of the Gita. The program is organized by Gita4Life Campaigns, and it is powered by UNESCO and Learning Planet Institute France on the occasion of Education Day 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, now the world is full of suffering from sorrow, sadness, grief, anxiety. Everywhere we find mental sickness, political war, social inequality, cultural pollution, natural devastations, and so on. We can't count the troubles human being is facing now. Everywhere there is lack of honesty, lack of integrity. There is no morality. There is no kindness and no faith in human being. The world now is facing social war, economic war, cultural war, physical war, mental war, every kinds of wars people are facing now. The whole world is facing now. And there is war through spirits, there is war through words, there is war through language, there is war through hands, feet, and the war through weapons. And there is war on the land, there is war in the sky, there is war even at the bottom of the sea. There is no any point in the universe where the war has not taken part. So the main solution for this kind of turmoil is reading the Gitas, giving education to our children through the Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is very powerful. Even the modern technology and science and technology is unable to find the sacred hidden power of Bhagavad Gita. And it's so powerful. So the main cause of war in the world is fooding habit. The Bhagavad Gita teaches fooding habit, and Bhagavad Gita gives an idea to the peoples to keep balance between the knowledge of subjects and the knowledge of spiritual thought. In this condition, in this sorrowful condition, different speakers gave the words of kindness, the words through Gitas. It is therefore from the behalf of Gita4Life Campaign, I would like to give thanks to the first day program's Master of Ceremony, Yogi Sudhip Paidel, Chairperson Professor Dr. Prem Narayan Aryan, Speaker Yogi Dr. Govinda Sharma Upadhyay, Speaker Dr. Pawan Singh Salaune, Speaker Yogi Dr. Chintamani Nath Yogi, Speaker Yogi Dr. Nirmani Adhikari, and Master of Ceremony for the second day, Yogi Surendra Oza, Chairperson Dr. Isabel Imanokchi, Speaker Yogi Dr. Dirgha Joshi, Speaker Chaitanya Krishna, Speaker Yogini Saritanandi, Speaker Yogi Sudan Dotel, Speaker Dr. Harichandra Kamali, and I would like to give thanks to all the speakers, to all the other speakers whose name I can't remember. And I'd like to give thanks to our spiritual leader, Mr. Harishchandra Kamali, who has contributed a lot to spread the words of Gitas throughout the world, who has contributed a lot to spread spirituality all around the world. And I would like to give thanks to all the participants and to those all participants in every Saturday's program, And I would like to give thanks to all the followers of the Gitas. And thank you very much. All the best.
Thank you so much, sir, for your vote of thanks. Now, I would like to request Kamal Bhandari Arya, sir, uh, whom we have proposed coordinator for Korea for Gita4Life campaign. Sir, please put a few words.
Namaste, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for making me a part of this campaign. I want to thank Mr. Sri Dirgaraj Joshi sir to make me part of this. And today is my first day, so today I want to share few words in my style, and I'm thankful to you, everybody. We were listening or watching this online, and I want to thank to everybody. First of all, I want to thank everybody who is participated in this stream, and for your warm welcome and in this Gita4Life campaign. I'm thankful to you all for this opportunity. I'm an ordinary person of a rural area of Nepal, Karnali. Currently, I'm residing in Lumini Pradesh, but before I born, I raised in Salyan district of Karnali province. When I came out from my village, I saw a lot rumors about the our culture or our dharma or the ultimate knowledge of God. So I interested to know the depth of that uh, thing. A lot persons whoever came from our great Vedic society, they recently left the truthfulness but accepted some cult or some dogma or some ideology. So being a human, I did not agree man-made cult, but the universally accepted truth, that is dharma, the knowledge of God. So before Bhagvat Gita and other shastras, I but some of my friends gave me some books like Bible and other things. They distributed me, so I already read that, and after that I read Quran also. So in that time, I did not even know what are our shastras, what are our books, or even I'm from a culturally rich society, but I did not even know the name of our book. So thanks to make me a part of this campaign. Thank you, Dirgaji, and we were participated here as well as watching online also. We should be united for the Dharma. I want to say only one thing, that we should be united for the Dharma, for the prosperity of humankind, and for ease and everybody. So Gita teaches us that means Bhagavan, Yogeshwar Bhagavan Sri Krishna gives us clarity to make our daily life fruitful. Yogeshwar Bhagavan Sri Krishna course that the for one who has taken birth, death is certain, and for one who is dead, birth is certain. Therefore, we should not lament over the inevitable. So this means he tried to teach us to accept the cycle of life and death, but not worried form, but in karmic form. Like we are working hard, but in a manner we should enjoy our work. We should enjoy our um, like a karmic cycle. So we should be unite and we should learn the ultimate knowledge given by him. And whatever we see in our society is not that much capable to tackle with this type of rumors, but we should be unite and whatever questions or whatever problems comes in our society, we should handle this. If we handle, our upcoming generations, our offsprings will be proud of us. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, all respected personalities gathered here. Dhanyavad. Namaste.
Thank you so much, Kamal, sir. Now we are towards the end of the session. Before I call the chair to wrap up the session, I would like to announce that Isabel Rimakovji, who was present in the session, I would like to propose her as international advisor for our campaign Gita for Life. And now I think it's time to wrap up the
What?
session today. And
Hazir,
I would like to
excuse me.
request Dr. Harichandra Kamali sir to wrap up the session. And before I request him to wrap up the session, I would also like to take leave from the session. Thank you so much, everybody.
Okay, students, sir.
Hare Krishna, Hariam Tatsat. Actually, I was just on the call with Professor Prem Aryal sir, who was the chairperson yesterday and to whom the chairpersonship was transferred earlier. Maybe he could not understand the things there. Anyway, I was requesting him through the call, and he is out of the session now because of his busy schedule. Thank you for this role. However, I'm very happy that we are always supported by our very special, gurus, gurumas. I could transfer this role. I could request. Oh, yeah. So yeah, Chaitanya Gurudev is there. If he could, as a chair, accepting the role of the transfer of chairperson, could declare the closing of the session, or if he is not available, may I request, senior spiritual leaders. I'm looking for advisor of the campaign. Okay, Yogini Saritanandi, did you? Okay, Chaitanya Krishna Gurudev, if we could hear, or fine. Yeah, he seems to be busy. So may I now request our senior advisor, Yogini Saritanandi Diju, to declare the closing of this webinar as accepting the transfer of the role of the chairperson? May I kindly request, please?
Okay, today is a very, very, very divine day because we are celebrating World International Day, World Education Day. So, to celebrate World Education Day, we just connect Bhagavad Gita to solve the all three types of problem. It's physical, mental, and spiritual. Not only this, we connect this knowledge through the lens of Bhagavad Gita to solve such kind of massive problem which we are facing in the world. So, Kamali sir give a topic to everyone. So every presenter present beautifully. In a specific manner. So very nice. Yesterday's presenter and today's. So today's all the present very, very, very nice. And I think it's Bhagavad Gita is like a great university in the world where we can get multiple subject. Whatever student want learn from university, we can get. So I can't explain in such a few words of this great program today. So I wanna congratulate all the presenter, all the Gita for Life campaigners, and our source. Deputy Coordinator Oja sir, our respected chairperson, and the listeners. So I'm so happy to present here myself also. and to learn from others, great teachers, guru, and spiritual scholar also. So nice and so happy. Thank you so much.
And declare the closing of the webinar. May I request you to declare the closing of the webinar, please?
Sarthidaji, could you please tell that seminar is now closed? We are waiting your command.
कसलाई भन्नुभयो?
हजुरलाई
ल अब
Yes.
मिटिङ बन्द भयो भन्दै
Sir, I wanna
You.
going something. Nowadays I'm teaching Bhagvat Gita in jail or imprisoned people, yoga, meditation, and distributing Bhagvat Gita and some Buddhist text also to help them to address the mental health of the prisoners and to stay calm and quiet and to learn something new, though they are in jail. So in this campaign, you may connect with me, you may donate education, you may donate the books of Bhagavad Gita. So I want to connect with you all, divine souls. Yes, I want to work in oneness. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you so
of
much.
course. You have done a great, and
Yeah.
we really appreciate.
So,
we
today, World Education Day, so if one people donate one book, also, the base says that Annadanam Param Danam Vidyadana Paramatah. So, Vidyadan is a very nice opportunity to you also. Please, if you want to say something to the imprisoned people, I'm here and I want to connect with you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
तपाईँ आजको सभाध्यक्षको रूपमा चाहिँ यो कार्यको यो वेबिनार नै सम्मेलन घोषणा भएको घोषणा गरिदिनु हुन आग्रह गर्दछु।
अब आज चाहिँ हिजो र आज 2 दिन चाहिँ हामीले
Use English, please. English, in English, in English, yeah.
Yesterday and
Because it's
today
recorded,
we just discuss about Bhagavad Gita to address sustainable development goals. So thank you everybody. Thank you Gita4Life campaigner. Thank you every presenter. Thank you national and international personalities and dignities. Thank you everyone. It's just so nice, beautiful, divine to connect such a true knowledge to change our life, to solve our problem, and to stay the freedom of life, which leads toward the salvation. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And the webinar is now complete. You could declare. Hey, the chairperson. Okay, thank you. Thank you anyway.
Okay.
Now, okay, yeah.
Okay, now